Here.
Ryan.
Here.
No spreads. Cool. Dan. Here. Dylan. Here. Michaela.
Here.
Piper.
Here.
Melissa.
Here.
Nathan. Here. Abby.
Here.
Riley. Here. Greg.
Present.
Spencer. Here. Kelsey.
Here.
Brady.
Here.
Steven. Yep. Dennis. Here. Kyle.
Here.
Israel said he will be gone. AJ. Here. Grace.
Here.
Corey.
Here.
Chris. Here. Tyler. Here. I'm here. Shelby.
Here.
Anthony.
Here. All right. Introduction of guests. If you have some lucky, please just state your reason for attending tonight.
How's in a car? You never go
Favorite media.
In love media. All right. Moving on to approval of minutes. Is there any objection to approval? Seeing none, the same approval. Moving on to open forum. Does anybody have anything for Brady?
For the Senate Art Department collaboration project, I met with Katie Spencer, the deputy chair of the art department today. And she expressed interest in, and it sounds like the art department is willing to work with us. I finished a first draft proposal for a request form for artists, both the community and students and possible faculty. And I was hoping that after this meeting, I could meet with Dylan and you, Tony, to talk about some more specifics and possible funding.
Awesome. Sounds good.
I yield my time.
Anything else for open forum, Brady?
So one of my goals as public relations chair is to get 1,000 likes to the Facebook page, and as an incentive for you guys to invite your friends, if we can get to 1,000 likes by Thanksgiving break, I will bring treats for everyone at Senate. So, we're currently at like 609, so still sort of far away, but very doable.
Thank you. I like the goal. All right, moving on to anything else for open forum. All right, seeing that we'll move on to executive committee reports. Apple fee and appropriations board chair, Bill Metz.
Thank you, Tony. This week we don't have a whole lot reallocation wise or single event funding wise. We have one of each. The big thing we're working on this week is solidifying the bylaws before the annual budget season comes around. Each week we've been kind of, not every week, but we've been making a lot of little changes lately. This week we're trying to implement every change we want to do and have it set in stone until the end of spring, so we're not changing it throughout the budgeting season. What this includes is splitting the single event funding pool into 2 equal pools between fall and spring semester. We're going to add the 50% travel clause, which says AFAB will only fund 50% of travel. This includes registration, gas, mileage, transportation, and lodging. We will also not reallocate, organizations will also not be allowed to reallocate to previous events. Other than that, we're looking at creating an auditor or liaison position. This person's job will just be to get in contact, every year get in contact with each organization that receives funding from AFAB, and just kind of check in with them, see if they have any questions, take a look at their budgets, take a look at their governing documents, stuff like that. Just make sure their organization is in order. Student Life kind of does that right now, but I think this is just a great way to increase communication between boards, AFAB, and Senate. So we're going to try to look at creating a position like that. The issue that was brought up is this is a big workload for this person, so we might be creating a stipend for that. This is all stuff that we talked about in this week's meeting. So if anyone else would like to see any bylaw changes, make sure you come to that meeting this Thursday at 4 or let us know. Because we're hoping to not touch the bylaws again until the end of spring.
And just let this body know, those bylaw changes will be coming to Senate here approved by AFAB, so we will see them regardless. So if you want a heads up before they come here, go to the meeting. Yes. All right. Any questions for Dylan? All right, moving on to Student Affairs Chair Riley Haynes.
All right, so we had some committee appointments, and we have some this week. It's always good. And we're going to talk about this later.
Awesome, thank you. Moving on to External Relations Chair Christopher Morgan.
So today, along with Tony and several other senators, I met with Congressman Ron Kine, and we discussed a broad range of issues, which I'm sure Tony will get into in his report. But the meeting went well, and it was constructive, and it was nice meeting with him. So other things is that last Wednesday, the committee met, my committee, and we went over basically the overall goals that we've set for ourselves and just kind of got the ball rolling on that. So other than that, I don't have anything else to add.
Thank you. Moving on to academic council chair, Stephen Middles.
Okay, so for my upcoming meeting, I hope to have by the end of it, academic council priorities, let's launch the priorities list. So that we will be stating what our top goals are and how we're going to achieve them. I have to be working with my committee to have this by the end of our next meeting. I'll be providing us some suggestions, but ultimately it's up to my committee to decide which direction I want to take this, and we'll have a formal document for you at the next meeting.
Thank you. All right, moving on to chief of staff, Joseph.
So we kind of made the name tags. They're a bit janky, and so new ones will be coming pretty soon. And I know for two of you, there aren't name tags. That's because it's kind of recent when you came in, so I'm gonna have to use another computer to use the program. So that'll happen this weekend as well. As you might have known, I emailed the. You might know. I emailed the new Student Senate office hours pretty recently, both the exact ones and you guys in general. Because I got them out pretty late in the weekend, like, yeah. I would like all of you to be in your shift by like at least next week, but I mean, I would like you there to be there now-ish, as soon as possible. But like, yeah, so possibly tomorrow. But next week I'll print out a sign-in sheet where all of you will have to sign in when you come in, the time you come in, and then also sign out. So the time you leave, just so we know that you're actually doing the office hours. We'll have everything next week. So yeah.
Anything else? Any questions for Joseph?
In the situation something comes up, can we have someone covered for us?
If you email me, yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Right. What happens if we don't make it?
If you don't make it, like, what was the last year we had an American thing? We don't have that anymore? Yeah, it'll be scolded by me. It can happen.
Any other questions for Joseph? All right. Before we move on to Vice President, I just want to point out that for the academic council, the document they're creating is basically going to be the students' stance on what we would like to see change academically on our campus. So if you have anything you would like to convey to that committee, come to the meeting or tell anybody on academic council, or just email Stephen and the committee will discuss it. But this is pretty much the one document we're going to create set forth our priorities academically. All right, moving on to Vice President Shelby.
All right. First of all, just a little thing, team building wise, I'd like everyone to learn everyone's names. It would be great if you could work on that. You don't have to know everybody, but I'd really like you to try. We spend a lot of time together, and I kind of want to get more of that family feel as people who work together every week. So just something to keep in mind. The Intergovernmental Relations Committee is meeting on Thursday night over Google Hangout. So if you'd like to be a part of that, please let me know. We're drafting our legislative priorities for the whole UW system. Next week, Mike Stifter and Dale Braun will be here talking about all of the projects going on campus. If there's anything that you would like them to discuss specifically, they're obviously going to go over Rodley and the Falcon Center. But if there's anything else, other topics that you're interested about, please let me know, and I'll send you an email probably tomorrow.
Mike Stifter is the Director of Facilities and Project Management, and Dale Braun is campus planner, so he kind of like goes through and plans how things happen. Well, not things happen, but
So like physical projects, like
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
he plans those things.
But yeah. So sorry, I didn't mention one. So as you notice on the back of your name tags or on the front of them, it has if you're in favor or opposed. If they're well, today we don't have any motions, but if there's a motion that you're in favor for, you just like put your name tag up like this, and Tony would recognize and put you on the speakers list as in favor, so that you can balance out discussions. Also, there are different tidbits about Robert's rules that you should all know, and it's good to be reminded of. Then, after our meeting, we're going to be talking for It's On Us because it's launching tomorrow. We'll talk about that again as that comes up on the discussion. Tonight, after chalking, at my Alexander's place, we're making homemade pizzas, so if anyone would like to come and have some of that, that would be awesome. I'll bring that up again in additional items and announcements. And I also want to give props to Dennis for doing such a good job on his first week. He went up 113 in likes on our Facebook page, which hasn't had that big of growth in a while, so I just want to acknowledge that he's starting out really strong. Also, lastly, fashion tip for the week. Pastels are actually going to be in this fall, which is crazy, I know, but it's supposed to be grounded with black. So, for example, try wearing a blush and pale blue period with black shoes or a black cover. So, you're welcome.
Thank you, Shelby. So, as Chris mentioned, some executive members and a few other senators met with Ron Kine today. The topics we covered with him are college affordability. We discussed subsidized and unsubsidized student loans, student debt, expansion of work study, and then also we discussed having a better process for international students to become an FL citizen or at least be able to stay in our country after graduation. And his point of view on that was right now they're trying to wrap that up into all immigration reform, so that's where it's at. We talked about college sexual assault. He is in favor of our It's On Us campaign and everything, so he gave us props for that. College readiness was a big topic of discussion, and we also discussed Common Core along with that, and just had a discussion about that. So that's pretty much everything we covered. Anything else that I didn't speak about? Steven?
I went to the meeting with the college conference and they brought up voter ID and voter registration on campus. Some of the members there were concerned that there wasn't enough done to increase awareness about how to register to vote. And he said he would take that into consideration.
Any questions about the meeting with our congressman? All right. Other than that, our next UW System Reps meeting is December 6th. It will be an online meeting, so we'll be going to that. Other than that, It's On Us launches tomorrow, so get excited. With that, I yield. Stuff reports. Paul.
All right, thank you. Sorry I was a little bit late. I was visiting with a student organization about some issues, so apologies for that. A couple of program updates that you all might find kind of interesting. Late last week, the Office of Student Life started chatting much more seriously about the planning for the TEDx conference that will be hosted on campus next semester. The date for that will be Saturday, April 11th, 2015, which is actually less than 6 months away, which is kind of scary and exciting all at the same time. The reason why I'm bringing TEDx up here, especially for those of you who are new, is to know that Student Senate was a major player in making this possible and is a financial contributor to TEDx as well. So as the events, kind of the planning unfolds for this event, I'm going to try to do as good of a job as I can, keeping you updated as to how things are progressing and looking for your involvement in this as well. We don't want to lose sight of the fact that the idea of having a TEDx conference on our campus was a student-initiated idea. And so for us, we would really like to see students continue to be involved in how that progresses. So just know that we have some really exciting ideas in student life, and we're excited to talk to you more about those as kind of life goes on here. Another interesting, exciting thing that we're already starting to think about as well is Finals Fest. And it seems like that's going to be a long time from now, but it actually isn't that long from now, especially when you start looking at trying to get bigger name acts, which is what we're kind of focused on this year. Historically in student life, we've done kind of a bigger national act, and then the next year we've done a more local act, and then the year after gone back to a national act. Based largely upon feedback from Student Senate in the past, we've decided to really try to focus on national acts each year. And Student Senate has expressed an interest in being a financial contributor to that as well, which is very, very exciting, because we probably wouldn't be able to do that without that support from you all. So as those events start kind of progressing, we'll definitely keep you updated with that as well. We are definitely kind of thinking through the idea that TEDx and Finals Fest are going to be happening probably within 2 to 3 weeks of each other. Which there's 2 major events happening in a relatively short period of time, but I have every confidence in the world that we'll pull it off, and we'll be excited to have your kind of help with both of those things. Another thing that I wanted to talk about as well, just probably just more to kind of raise awareness among all of you, and then hopefully something that we can talk about in more detail later on, is over the course of this next year, we'll be working with WorkSync to develop our 3rd contract. With that company. We're in the middle of, we're in the last year of our 2nd 3-year contract with them right now, and we're in some discussions with WorkSync to do a longer term contract with them. Again, this is an initiative that has been Student Senate supported since the very beginning, and you all through kind of action have kind of given Student Life the responsibility of facilitating the contract for WorkSync, but I would like to kind of get your feedback on a few options that we'll have kind of moving forward. We can continue to do short-run contracts with them, but they have also extended kind of the offer of doing a long-term contract with them, which will actually wind up saving us money in the long run, but would be essentially signing on for quite a long period of time. So as some of those details start coming together, I would really love the opportunity to bring that before Student Senate to get your feedback as to what you think, and certainly as it relates to the implementation of Falcon Sync as well. We're certainly always happy to receive your feedback and suggestions. I think we've improved that system a lot over the past 5 years, and a lot of that improvement has come from your suggestions and your support. So I'm certainly excited to get that again. So some really exciting things coming up in student life that we're pumped up about, and we're excited to keep you updated on that as well. So that's it for me. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. I guess budget process. That's me. So I just wanted to quickly go over the budget process with you, since we have a short agenda tonight. This is probably one of the most important things we do as a student senate. So I'm going to just go over the annual process. This was approved by student senate, and then in a meeting, the chancellor and I signed it as an agreement of this is how we're going to review both non-allocable and user fees. So I'm just going to go over the timeline with you. So in fall and early spring, the directors of the segregated university fee or user fee departments will prepare their budgets. Before January 26th, the budgets are due to the budget director, so basically the chancellor's office. Then after that, so the weeks between January 26th and February 1st, the student senate review boards review the budgets. So all the chairs of the student senate review boards also sit on the student senate executive board. So those may be those random people that are walking out of our executive board meeting while you guys are coming in. And those committees
will then review those budgets. And then they'll submit those budgets to the Student Senate Executive Board. And then on February 3rd, 5th, 10th, and or 12th, the Student Senate Executive Board, over those 4 meetings, over 2 weeks, will review all the budgets and either send them back to the committee or send them on to Student Senate. So before February 13th, Student Senate Executive Board, they'll submit the motions to Student Senate and the Budget Director. And on February 10th, 17th, and 14th, the Student Senate will review the budgets. So when Student Senate gets the budget, they review it, and then the following week they vote on it. So on February 17th, 24th, and March 3rd, Student Senate then votes to whether recommend or not recommend the motions. And we'll send those off to the Chancellor, and the Chancellor will use those in his decision of whether or not to grant a department an increase or not. I know in my meeting with the Chancellor when we signed this, affordability is a big concern of his, so that's up to this body whether or not it's a big concern of yours. But I just wanted to relay that information. And just to give you an idea of what fees we'll be reviewing, I'm going to pull up a nice page for you. So these are the segregated fees on our campus. So all these different fees, we'll be reviewing a budget for them, each one. So there's a fee for Hunt Arena, a fee for athletics, a fee for ID card, the child care building, which is the daycare over by Ames and SOFO, the organized activities fee, which is not going to be reviewed through the same process since it's considered allocable and it's controlled by Dylan's committee. So we'll be getting that budget separate through its own process. There's the program fee. So that's basically the Student Life program fee, how they put on all the programs. There's the Student Senate fee, which has its own process that goes through AFAB. The Student Health Services, Career Services, Intramurals goes through the non-allocable process. Intramural Complex, which is the facilities for intramurals, so the fields and things like that. Outdoor Recreation, which is Canadian Outdoor Adventures. The University Center. Then the Student Services remodel, which is the Rodley Hall remodel, where a bunch of different departments will hopefully be moving in there, and that building will be a student services building. And Mike Sifter is going to be here next week to update us on that. And regarding this, we do need a student to serve on the redesign committee. So if anybody's interested, after this meeting, hopefully there'll be an application up on OrgSync through the Student Senate involvement application, and you can apply there. And if you're a current senator on a current committee, it's okay to be on this committee too, so you can apply. The Student Life fee, that funds Paul's office also. Municipal services, that funds like fire department, police services, and other just utility type services, water, electric. Falcon Center, so this is the fee used to fund the construction of the building. And this year, second semester, we'll also be reviewing the fee that will be used for the operations of the Falcon Center. So it will be a brand new fee. And we actually have a little bit different power over approving new fees. So that's going to be one of the big things we do this year. And we'll get to put in a lot of say into what that fee is going to offer students in the Falcon Center, what services it will provide. The stadium fee, that's for the football stadium, and textbook services. Some fees not listed on here that we'll also review. We'll also review the dining services user fee, the residence life user fee, and one fee we've never reviewed before, but we will this year, is the new student fee. And also through the AFAB process, we'll have a sport club fee and a student media fee, in addition to the other 2 applicable fees that we'll be reviewing for the first time ever. But I just wanted to let you guys know that these fees are out here and we will be reviewing them all. So keep that in the back of your mind as we go through the year, when we have departments come in and do presentations, that they'll all be coming to us and presenting their budget to us. And make yourself familiar with the fees themselves on this page and how much they are per semester, because every student pays these. And we have a lot of say over how much they are. Any questions regarding the fee process? You'll be seeing it again before we actually review the fees, but I just wanted to take for them. All right, moving on to our next item of business. We have no unfinished business, so we'll move on to new business. We have no new business, so we'll move on to discussions. Discussion, it's on us. Shelby, would you like to kick this off on the reservations?
Sure. Okay, so as we mentioned before, the It's on Us lunch is tomorrow. So we have several reservations for tabling, so that means we need volunteers. I'm not scheduling anyone for tomorrow's. It's going to be on the circle patio in front of the UC from 11 to 1. Tony and I will both be there the whole time, but we want like 10 people there the whole time. It's going to be really fun. People can take pictures with a whiteboard that has like the different phrases that we have in the video, and a lot of marketing things. So hopefully it's a nice day tomorrow. It'll be really fun to just stop and talk to students for a while outside. Then on Thursday, we have an upper level. You see one of the tables right in the front, just from 10 to 11. That's 1 hour. Somebody has office hours then. Instead of doing office hours, you would do that. I'll contact whoever that is. But I need another person to do that. Then Friday, downstairs in the UC, under the stairs, there's a table. We have that from 11 to 1, and I'll need people for that as well. So if you're interested in getting really involved in the It's on Us campaign, it would be great for you to table. That would be super helpful for us. Also, come to the panel on the 28th in the Falcon's Nest. What time is that again?
Noon to 2.
Noon to 2. I made the reservation for that. I should know that, but yeah, it's at noon. So it'd be really great. There's a lot of cool people that are going to be there, and I will yield to Riley to talk about them.
Okay, do you want me to talk about this week?
Talk
or
about
both?
everything.
Okay, so pretty much what's going on is this week we're going to be tabling, like she said, and we're going to have some promotional materials up. So after this meeting, we're going to go out and chalk. There's a series of statements that are associated with the campaign. And Tony, you've got the list, correct?
Yep. So each committee chair and myself will kind of break up into 5 groups and I'll have 5 copies of that.
Okay, so we're going to be chalking all over campus. It's going to be great.
It's not going to take too long. We have a
Yeah.
short meeting, so you won't have to.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And then tomorrow and Thursday and Friday, we're going to have the table available with promotional materials. We may hang out posters around campus just to really get the word out quickly, kind of make an impact on campus, get people wondering what it's all about. And then from a social media standpoint, we as a Senate made a video that is similar to the one that's found on the website. So the dream that I have for this campaign is for individuals or organizations to go ahead and make their own videos, post them on social media, and then challenge their friends or other organizations to make similar videos, taking the pledge that can be found on It's on Us website. So for example, I will go on the website, take the pledge, make a video of myself doing that, challenge 3 friends to do it, and then those 3 friends, just like that, make a challenge. So I would really like this to go viral, because I think that's the greatest way for us to spread the word about this campaign. This is something that I think is going to be really important to students, and it's going to hit home to a lot of people. So I think we're going to have a great participation in that. Moving forward with events, the most immediate one is going to be next Tuesday, the 28th, in the Falcon's Nest from noon to 2, and we're going to have a panel of speakers. And so far, that panel includes Dr. Michelle Parkinson from Women's and Gender Studies, Samantha Duffy, who is our campus victim advocate, also works for START, Jennifer Herring from Student Health and Counseling Services, and possibly Thomas B. Patterson, and possibly Mark Kupmeyer, who is also in Health and Counseling Services, but will be representing ISANAS training, or not ISANAS training, but Step Up training. So those are the panelists we have in mind. We're also looking at having a student from athletics represented there, and a student from Greek life representing that too. So again, that's Unit 2 next Tuesday. Please be there if you can. Let your friends know about it. So we're really excited to kick this off and get it going. So that's that. Mayu?
I got you down on the speakers list. Next we have Dylan.
As for tonight, what are the rules on chalking?
I guess we have a whole bunch of chalk in the office. Each committee chair, so Riley, Stephen, Chris, and Dylan will each take a group, and myself. And I have 5 things printed off that have all the different phrases you can put down. So it's all written out there for you, so you know what you can do. We'd also recommend just putting like big, huge like squares full of just like "it's on us," in addition to like the phrases that actually carry a larger message, or like "it's on us, on all of us."
There are rules concerning where we can and cannot chalk. Correct?
Oh, those rules. Okay. So basically, you can't go past Rodley or the street in front of Rodley there, and you can't go past the street next to Eggside, so 3rd and 6th Street. So basically, the main campus area, we're not going to chalk on the main sidewalk up against Cascade, so we can't do that. And just avoid going near the direct entrances of buildings or the UC patio right there. But
Or
basically,
anything that can't be washed away.
anything that can't be washed away. But keep it in the main 2 paths, pretty much, that people actually walk on.
We want to get like every single block, you know, in the
Really?
sidewalk.
Oh yeah, and not in buildings.
If that was a good block.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Any other questions about chalking policy before we move on to the speakers list? Stephen?
It is useful to know that you also can chalk overnights.
Oh, yes. So
That's
camping
what I
is the
meant
big
originally.
one. Don't chalk there. I think you can if you get approved by the building. So if you're, that's why sometimes like the performances are chalked under there, but if you're just gonna go out and chalk, you can't chalk there. All right. Next on the speakers list, Greg.
Matter what are the time span for the building of documents?
Okay, so tomorrow, so we're having a table tomorrow from
11 to 1,
11 to 1 tomorrow, and then Thursday it's different,
10 to 11.
10 to 11 on
And Friday
Thursday.
is 11 to 1 again. But none of those are in the Falcon's Nest. They're all in different places in the UP. And then the Falcon's Nest is the 28th from noon to 2.
And definitely, whenever you're doing tabling, make sure you inform people about the 28th. Because that's where they're actually gonna, if we get a bunch of people there, that's where it's gonna have the impact. Anything else on It's on Us? Yes, Riley.
Okay, so if you go on the It's On Us website, you can take a picture of yourself and superimpose the It's On Us logo onto that picture of yourself, and then you can make that your Facebook profile picture. I'd recommend doing this. Take it.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The Student Senate logo is already changed to an It's On Us logo a long time ago. They have a great website. In addition to that, on the Student Senate Facebook group, I put up all our posters that we have made right now. So I want each and every one of you to share at least one of those posters. Some of them have a lot of facts, some of them are just general. It's on us, go take the pledge. So whatever you're comfortable with sharing on your own personal Facebook page, please share one of those. And I'm sure Dennis will be posting all day. There's like 4 different posters, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff you can post tomorrow. So. Anything else? Piper.
Can I direct to Dennis? Which page did you want us to invite a ton of people to? Because I just did that, and I invited you. So.
It's just, you gotta be our Senate.
Okay, well, I invited you, so go ahead and go like that.
I received no invite.
Really?
So,
I invited you also.
Cool.
You never went
It might be just a positive Facebook.
It might be
Because he's in that discussion
regular.
regularly.
That made me laugh.
So I know he's on it. All right. Anything else as far as it's on us? Please put some time into this because it's very important. And I know the exec board is very excited to launch it tomorrow, and I hope you all are too. All right, and moving on to additional items and announcements. So,
Just a reminder about the homemade pizzas thing. You know, after hard work shopping, nothing hits the spot like pizza. So even people that are kind of interested, if you raise your hand, so I have a number. Okay, cool. Perfect. Just find me after the meeting or after shopping, whatever.
all right. I'm gonna do one quick thing before you Kelsey. All right, so my group will be number 1. Steven, your group's number 2. Chris, 3. Dylan, 4. Riley, 5. I just went around this way. So
We're gonna count
except we're gonna cut off. So Joseph, start with 1, and we'll go around the circle.
Shouldn't our just committees be individual committees?
Yeah, we want people to
We're gonna
meet
change
other
it up,
people.
guys. You already know the meeting committee.
Okay, 1,
2,
3,
4,
5,
1,
3, 4. I already have committees from.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Greg, we're doing this.
5,
Like Kelsey.
1.
2, 4, 1,
2.
4.
5.
Awesome. All right, so let's group for talking. We'll all meet down the IC after the meeting and meet with the group leader. Group leaders don't leave to go talk and I'll get you your chalk and also your piece of paper telling you what to chalk. I know. Kelsey.
I'm gonna go back to Shelby's things.
Yes.
We start doing notices that we're gonna do something after Senate. I know it should just be assumed.
Oh,
Can we
yeah,
start doing heads up?
sure.
I didn't do that last week either.
Okay, so this week we're gonna do it, I think Tony's gonna do it next week.
I'll do it next week.
We decided between the two of us which one's gonna be which, like, yesterday, so we'll try to plan ahead more.
I went to adjourn.
Second. Any discussion? Riley.
Can I have my committee come here for a second after the meeting?
Yes. Also, I need to meet with Melissa really quickly after the meeting, and then also, reminder Dylan and I and Brady need to meet quickly, and also I need to meet quickly with Chris and Dennis. So,
Are you one?
what?
Are you one?
Yeah, he's one.
Yeah. All right. So, meeting in IC, we'll be down very quickly. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? We're adjourned. Yep.
Yeah, did you wanna come join the crew?
John.